Welcome to Shiver Cove, Part 1 Tamyra, by T.J. Shores. Chapter 4. Tamyra tipped her head back against the headrest. Her puffy hair didn't let her head lean fully back. She closed her eyes and let the warm air caress her face. She wanted to stop thinking, still nagged by the uncertainty of her decision. Mom quit her job, sold the house, and sent their stuff ahead. Too late now for second thoughts.
Mom,
Even with her eyes closed, she could sense her mother looking at her. Tamyra opened her eyelids, confirming her mom watched from the corner of her eye. I've seen that look cross your face 100 times these last 2 months. You made the right decision. What if I don't make friends? Then you've still got me and Aunt Kiki. You won't be alone. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I've got you too, don't get me wrong. I can't imagine going through all this alone. But we aren't teenagers. Well, yeah, you're bound to make friends. This won't be like Toronto. Country kids will be different, nicer. Not like that fat rotten blonde and her friends. Thanks for reminding me. Vicky and her ghouls are one of the few things I'm grateful to leave behind.
see?
It's not all bad. I think we'll both like it here. Her mom pointed out the windshield to a green highway sign announcing, "Welcome to Shiver Cove and Shiver Hills. Population, 20,000. 20,000 people. How many do you think are in high schools?" I'm not sure, baby. I know there's only one high school in town. Really? Hey, if you see any cute boys, you won't be wondering what school they go to. Oh, this is our exit. I'm excited to see our new home. Aren't you? She thought about her mom bending over backwards to make this move happen and forced a smile. Sure, Mom. Her mom guided the car down the off-ramp and her smile became genuine. She spied the first building, the mall. A large sign out front proclaimed, Shiverton Mall. Planning to spend my hard-earned money? You promised I could get some new clothes for my new school. Oh, look, your new school is almost right across the street from the mall. Maybe this town won't be so bad after all. Now you're getting into the spirit of things. What kind of town did you bring me to, Mom? There's a daycare attached to the high school. Oh, you're terrible. It's not for the high school kids to drop their kids off. Funny girl. I read the booklet for your elective course choices, and the high school kids get credits for helping out at the daycare. It was worth a try to get you going. Karen Costa braked at a stop sign and fished a piece of paper out of her purse. She turned the paper over and mumbled to herself as she read. Tamyra took the opportunity to look around a little. A coffee shop and a bank sat on the corner. A tattoo parlor decorated the corner across the street. She turned her neck and looked back up the road. The high school was still visible. A coffee shop in walking distance from her new school.
Right on.
My chicken scratch says we go left here, and then right when the road ends at the cemetery. She thought about pointing out the tattoo parlor within walking distance of the school, and then thought better of it. Mom pulled the car ahead and turned left. To the right lay a couple of apartment buildings, but not much else to see. Yay, cemetery. There's a phrase you don't hear every day. Smarty pants. Their vehicle slowed to a rolling stop and turned right. Tamyra caught sight of a church. The end of the church's parking lot met a dark pine forest. In sync, she and her mother drew in a deep breath. Too bad about those apartment buildings over there. Her mom wrinkled her nose. I kind of like it, the contrast between country and city. It's neat, and it's not so different than home. Well, baby, I think we're home now. The car crawled as they entered a dirt driveway and stopped. Directly ahead of them leered one of the creepiest, run-down mansions she ever laid eyes on. Her stomach shrunk into a tight little ball as her eyes roamed the derelict house. It couldn't be Aunt Kiki's place, it just couldn't. Some time ago the house had been painted white or cream. The elements had since worn away much of the paint and tainted what remained. Gray and brown stains covered parts of the exterior. A dead tree leaned against the siding on the right side. Dead and blackened veins of what could have been ivy clung to the structure. The sound of crinkling paper made her shiver. For some reason, her mind drew an image of an evil face over the house. A smashed window on the ground floor made her think of a missing tooth. Tamyra pressed further into her seat. She knew she wouldn't last one night in the haunted-looking dump. Mom interrupted her thoughts. Okay, so we should be looking for a hidden driveway. It's somewhere on our left. You mean that isn't Aunt Kiki's? The air whooshed out of her in relief. Oh, heavens no. No wonder you look like you've seen a ghost. You thought we were staying there? You did say you thought we were home. She looked out the back window to hide her embarrassment. Oh, look. We passed right by your hidden driveway. See it beyond the trunk. Her mom reversed, past the laneway, and then pulled forward into it. It's our hidden driveway. Don't look so worried, baby. Your Aunt Kiki told me her place is wonderful. Trees loomed tall on both sides of them. Tamyra ogled as the house came into view. Huge and beautiful, a plantation-styled home. Large white columns ran down from a balcony spanning the whole upper floor. A massive porch seemed to wrap around the entire house. The gray stone outside of the house appeared very old, but well-maintained. If Tamyra didn't know the house had been built a couple of years ago, she wouldn't have believed it. A grassy area surrounded the house, and at its edge the forest began, totally hidden away from the rest of town. We can get our things later. Come on. She got out of the car and followed her mom up a couple of steps and onto the porch. From her elevated spot, she noticed the private beach and lake. This would be an amazing place to live. Not forgetting her werewolf troubles, but not wanting to spoil the moment, she focused on the other positive things. Fresh pine-scented air, their own beach, no neighbors, no screaming sirens at night. She smiled when Aunt Kiki emerged from the house. I'm so glad to see you like the place. Come here. Give Auntie a hug. Tamyra felt relieved when her mom stepped into her aunt's waiting arms. She hadn't seen her in such a long time. It would be strange to hug her. Kiki, you look fantastic and your home is amazing. You haven't even had the tour yet. The sisters broke apart from their embrace. Tamyra sized them up as they stood next to each other. A remarkable resemblance between the sisters. Although Kiki stood a few inches taller, they both had the same voluptuous build. Hourglass figure is what her mom always said. Tamyra knew she already sported the beginnings of the same build. Kiki's skin looked lighter than her mom's, closer to the caramel color of her own skin. Their clothing really set them apart, though. Mom in her conservative walking shorts and blouse, Kiki in a wild lime green dress. Well, come on, ladies. Let me take you on a tour of your new home.